Hello all and welcome to TVM Academy. June is already upon us and it is a crucial month for CAT aspirants primarily for two reasons. First, it is that time of the preparation cycle when most CAT aspirants start redoubling their efforts, start investing more time, more energies into CAT preparation. Second, and more importantly, it is that time, in my experience, when a CAT aspirant's journey can take one of the two very divergent paths. While one set of students starts doing all the right things, which eventually leads them to success, the other set of students starts doing all the wrong things, which eventually leads them into a cycle of failed mock attempts and building frustration levels. Therefore, it is absolutely important for you to understand the right course of action June onwards. Here are five essential tips, five essential P's that you should keep in mind. First, prioritization. The history of CAT exam shows that 30% of topics of your entire syllabus make up 70% of the CAT exam. So identify these 30% of topics according to their weightage and prioritize them. For example, in the VRC section, reading comprehension, though it is just one of the 4 or 5 different question types, it still makes up 65 to 70% of the paper of the section. Similarly, in quant, there are around 7 8 topics which make up 70% of, though there are a vast number of topics, there's a vast number of topics when it comes to entire quant syllabus. Only 7 8 topics, which is approximately 30% of the entire syllabus, will make up 70% of a quant section game. So identify these key areas and prioritize them in your preparation. Second, practice. There are two types of practice. One, breadth-based, another depth-based. When I talk about breadth-based practice, it means you are practicing a mix of questions. You're practicing questions from a wide range of topics simultaneously. I do not recommend breadth-based practice at this stage of preparation for the simple reason that it will automatically be taken care of when you start writing sectional mock tests, full-length mock tests in August, September, October. Do not bother about solving a mix of questions at this point in time. Once you have prioritized the key areas, key topics, make sure that your rigorous practice is based on identifying the depth of questions in these areas, key areas. So when I say depth, what I mean is, if you pick a topic, for example, profit and loss percentage, you try to identify all the question setups, all the possible question setups that can be framed on this particular topic and solve 50 to 100 questions of each setup, thereby gaining a level of efficiency, a level of confidence, or a level of skill in these questions that ensures that you will be able to manage any question on the CAT day from this particular topic. That is rigorous topic-wise practice, topic by topic, one topic at a time. That should be a goal for June, July. Which brings us to the third P, which is patterns. When you engage in such practice, it is but natural that patterns will emerge. You will start, if you're just observant enough, you will start looking at these questions from a different point of view. It is possible that when you read solutions, to some of these questions, you realize that your method is different from the institute's method or the source's method. Then your perspective changes. You probably, because you're solving 50, 100 questions, you start observing a pattern, and it is possible that you also end up, understanding some better approaches, smarter ways, more efficient ways of solving these questions. So, a simple observation that you do not have to make an equation every time something is increased by 30%. You don't have to say x plus 30 by 100x. You might be solving it, in that manner. But when you look at solutions, when you read solutions, once, twice, thrice, you realize that they simply multiply it by 1.3 and they write it as 1.3x. So you have skipped, 2 steps. 30% increase means 1.3x, the original value. The final value should be 1.3x, the original value. Similarly, 10% decrease means 0.9x of basics. I'm sure most of you already know this, but just as an example, these patterns will start emerging. You might realize that you have been unnecessarily solving a question in 4 steps when it can actually be solved in 2 steps. You might your brain might be able to think of the 4th step directly after the first, thereby skipping the middle 2 steps. That is how you understand shortcuts. Do not borrow ready-made shortcuts from mentors. Try to observe the patterns and arrive at these shortcuts on your own. Point number 4, the fourth P, PYQs, past year questions. June, July is the time when you start including past year questions in your practice regimen. You can do so in 2 ways. Either start solving topic-wise questions, from past year papers, or write past year papers as mock tests. If you want to write them as mock tests, our portal has, our portal hosts all CAT papers, past year papers from 2017 to 2021. Last year papers are yet to be updated, but we will update them soon as well. So all the slots, all past year papers are uploaded for you to write as mock test, absolutely free. The link is in the description box, pinned comments if you want to write them as mock test. Which finally brings me to the final P, which is probably why I made this video: patience. Believe it or not, the biggest mistake CAT aspirants, one set of learners make at this point is they jump into writing sectional tests, mock tests all too soon, all too early. They cannot avoid the temptation to start writing the mock tests. This is a mortal mistake. If your syllabus is not over yet, if you have not thoroughly practiced every topic that you will see on the mock test, it absolutely does not make sense for you to write these mock tests. If you know that is a problem, if you know that you are not there yet, you can't solve an RC, with a good accuracy. You know that you can't solve an RC in, let's say, 10, 12 minutes. There is absolutely no point for you to jump into writing sectional tests. What you're essentially doing is you are inviting trouble, inviting depression, inviting discouragement for yourself. To give you an analogy, it is equivalent to going for a medical diagnostic test, a vitamin B test, where you already know that your vitamin B is deficient. There's a deficiency. Rather than seek treatment, rather than take supplements, you are going for a test. Test results show up, which obviously you already knew. Then you're depressed. 1 week later, you repeat this behavior. You appear for another test. Again, the same results. It sets in a loop. It sets in a cycle, which is frustrating. So don't do yourself that disservice. Don't write sectional mocks, at least until August. It is not the time for sectional mock tests or mock tests. August, September, October, November, 4 months are more than enough for testing. Right now is the time to consolidate, to reinforce, to build on your fundamentals, to engage in rigorous practice topic by topic. So practice untimed questions and topic wise questions rather than a mixed set of questions for these 2 months at least. I hope it adds value to your preparation. This video will probably give you some actionable insights. That's all from my side.